Hello and welcome to Texans Talk Money. I'm Kyla, your host and a peer financial coach at Texans Smart. Every episode, we will be joined by another peer financial coach from my office, where we will be navigating all the roads on how to handle your money as a college student. So sit back and get your wallets ready to be Texans Smart. Hey y'all, and welcome back to Texans Talk Money. Today, I am here with two other PFCs from my office that one you've heard from before from our spring season, and then we have a new one today. I will let them each introduce themselves today to y'all, hear a little bit from them and what they're doing in the office right now. So, I'll let y'all introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, it's Kez. Y'all heard me last year on an episode. So my task for this year for Texans Smart is I'm really heavy on getting more coaching sessions back in the office. So my goal is just getting more people into our office, getting our numbers up, and helping as much as you guys as we can.
Do you have any events coming up that we should be looking out for? Anything you're planning right now we can hear about?
I do. So we have a little shaky things when it comes to dates, but I'm going to be doing a coaching punch card session soon. So we're going to be doing a scooter giveaway in the spring. And then we also will have a rapid budgeting coaching session here either soon or next semester. And it's going to be featuring Chick-fil-A. So y'all should come down and get free Chick-fil-A sandwiches. And just watch our social media for any dates and times that's going to be posted for it.
And Bryson?
Hey, y'all. I'm Bryson. This is my first time on the podcast. Thanks to Kyla getting me out here. Coming up for me, I got bingo going on in our office, which is basically just financial literacy, just trying to push out some more knowledge financially. And so that'll be coming up in the spring semester. We'll have cool giveaways, kind of like Stanley's, baskets, whatever y'all really want. So we're pushing that on.
Well, thank you all for introducing yourselves, talking about what we have going on for the spring semester. I can't wait for all of these events to come around. I'm sure a lot of our listeners will love having those games. I think those games make things a lot more engaging for financial topics. Just reading about financial topics isn't the most fun thing in the world, but I think if you can throw a game in it, like bingo, or make it kind of like quick and engaging, like having prizes like snacks and Stanleys, like I think people would like that a lot, which I think y'all are doing great jobs with what y'all are doing. So what we're talking about today is, I think, something that everybody deals with. I know I deal with it. I think both of y'all have talked to me about dealing with it. We are talking about impulsive shopping today. So what makes y'all impulsively shop? I know I have my reasons, but I'm curious to hear what y'all are.
For me, I just like what I like. And when I'm in a store, it just gives me comfort to take home things that I like. And that's probably not the best thing to have, but I just like materialistic things, so I love to shop. Yeah. But it can be irresponsible at some times because it's not really something that you need urgently. Mm-hmm. But it gives me comfort swiping the card. It shouldn't. But that's what we're here to talk about, because we're going to fix those things.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I impulse shop when, I'm not on top of all my finances, especially when, I don't know how much is actually in my bank account in the right moment in time. It's easy to go buy food. It's easy to, I need this in this moment. And that's what always gets me, just because the thought of, I need it right here, right now, and not waiting, a couple weeks really gets me in trouble.
I get that. I know sometimes I'll go out with my friends just thinking, they're needing to go pick up something from the store, and I start looking around and I haven't even thought about making the purchase. Like, I'll be at TJ Maxx going down the candle aisle and I'm like, I love that. I have to take that home with me. Don't even think about it for like 2 seconds, but it's already swiped on my card, so I can't do anything about it at that point. But
yeah, that gets me every time. What I used to do, I used to keep my wallet in the car, so I couldn't swipe it.
That's smart.
Definitely those like $5 to $10 purchases everywhere trumps you, because $5 here doesn't sound like a lot, but if you only have $100 in your banking account, then $5 adds up real quick.
That's what gets me about food and coffee. I only see $4 or $5 being taken out of my account. So I think I can do it all the time. And then I have like $45 worth of coffee on my account for the last 2 weeks.
And then the money that's in my account is already accounted for. Like that's already budgeted for something else. And it's like, oh, $5 or $10 at TJ Maxx won't hurt. Babe, it hurts. So don't do it.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it.
So about impulsive shopping, I guess we can talk a little bit about what makes somebody an impulsive shopper. It's really like we were talking about those spontaneous actions. Like you look at it for more than 2 seconds, you want it in that moment. You don't even think about, I guess, consequences in a way is something you really don't like think about. It's kind of like a light switch. You see it, you want it, and it's just that quick switch of buying it. I don't know if that's a great example for it, but something like that. It's like
I think just being uneducated leads to that too. Not knowing how to handle your money can really get you in trouble. And that's what's so great about being with Tex and Smart, is just because we can not only learn about this knowledge and learn how to coach it, learn how to teach it, but to help other people get past those problems that we've been in. And like I said, not knowing how to budget, not knowing how to save your money, not knowing how to say no when, all your friends want to go to Whataburger. And, once you learn how to say no to a $12 burger, it will really help in the end.
Yeah, I think I like what you say, like, about going out with your friends. I think keeping up with your friends and shopping is an issue with impulsive shopping because, you and your friends, y'all don't have this same financial situation. So you impulsively go and buy and do something that your friend's going to do just so that you can, I guess, go along with what they're doing and hang out with them, which I think is something you can work into your budget and learn how to say no, like you're saying.
Absolutely. It's just financial maturity. It's just knowing what to do with your money and how to do it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with both of y'all. One of my main things is I used to want to buy things to keep up with my friends, but I had to realize like I can only buy what I can pay for. So only pay for what you can afford. And I think the good thing about Tex and Smart is we all, us being a student-faced office on the university, is we connect with you guys a lot and we go through the same things as you guys. We're just as guilty, if not more, than you guys are doing it. So we're also learning along the way to help you guys learn things as well. And it's like we're just one big community and we're just all trying to help everybody understand. And we want you guys to connect with us and realize that we go through the same things as you guys.
Yeah. I think something we can talk about is like what causes people to emotionally shop or impulsively shop, I guess, is kind of emotional. So I think a few things that go into that are emotions. I don't know if y'all are on these subscription emails or if you go out to a store and you see signs like 60% off of all the clothes, or you get an email. Like I was just talking to them about an email, $10 off a $50 purchase for an email that I got earlier. I think those things can make us want to impulsively shop. We don't want to miss out on those deals because it's a steal, and why would you want to miss something like that? Another thing is, I know Kez was talking about this earlier, but like the enjoyment of shopping can like make you want to shop. That adrenaline rush, that dopamine hit, like it makes you want to do it over and over again.
It will snatch you up so quick. When somebody asks like, what are your hobbies? My number one go-to is shopping, and it's so bad, but it is. Like literally the first day of class, it's like, say 3 things about you. And I always say, I love to shop. I love to shop. It just gives me comfort, because I know it's just something that I really like to do. And I think emotions play a lot into it, because everybody's happy when they get to take something home that they've really been eyeing. But then a lot of us just really like it in the store, and then we'll take it out and it's like, eh. And then we get that feeling of, did I really want this? Did I really need this? And so I think a lot of it is not necessarily competition, but if you see somebody that you with get something, you want to go get something. Walking around the mall with the bags in your hand. I know I'm really guilty of it when Ulta hits my email and it's like, hey, like you were saying, like $10 off a $50 or $40 purchase. I have all the shopping apps where they send notifications back to back. It's like, hey, we're having a sale. You're a member, your rewards programs will get you every single time, because they encourage you to buy, and you spend for every dollar. You get these points, and then the points, you can use instead of money or you can unlock a reward to where you get a discount of something off, and then that also traps you as well. Great marketing, but maybe not right now for this target audience.
Do you relate to any of these, Bryson? Like that emotional shopping, seeing those deals that are in the stores?
Kinda. I have something that kind of correlates with what Kez was saying is social media has really like taken effect onto impulse shopping, accessibility especially. You know, you're scrolling through TikTok, you know, those influencers that are always on your For You page.
Yeah,
Well, now it's easy to have TikTok shop, and you just hit it. You buy what you need because, like you were saying, when you were with your friends and going to the mall or just having that feeling of, you know, buying something because everyone else has it.
Yeah.
It's accessibility. Amazon, you know, do you know how easy it is to just go in there with your credit card already in there? You just have to swipe your thumb in.
Sadly enough, I do know how that feels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So definitely accessibility, I feel like really trumps people and especially this day of age with online shopping. I mean, I scroll through online websites. Like I hunt, like for everyone that hunts out there, I'll scroll through a Sika website and know that I don't have money to drop on $560 jackets. And
and that's an expensive hobby.
It is, but it's just accessibility.
Yeah.
Seeing that online and seeing it in stores, two totally different things. So
Right.
100%.
Yeah, I definitely love shopping in person because I can touch the items that's there. I like online shopping too, but when it comes to clothes and jewelry and things, I like to touch it. You know, anything else like accessories, more so like bags and things like that, shoes, I'll maybe order online, but I love to touch the material. I like to walk out with the bag in my hand. I like to swipe the card. Sometimes I'm like crying inside.
I'm the total opposite way. Like if I'm going shopping in person, there's probably 90% chance that I won't walk out with something just because I don't like swiping the card. That's why I'm saying like online shopping for me gets me because I'm not swiping the card.
Yeah.
And I don't have to look in my wallet and be like, oh, what card has the most money on it?
Yeah.
Like I don't have to do all that. So that's why when I do need something like that's more expensive or something like that, that's why I do go in person because I'll feel good when I walk out with nothing.
Yeah.
I know my freshman year of college, I had this really bad thing where I would just like buy stuff on Etsy all the time. It started with me buying Christmas gifts, and then I kept on seeing things that I wanted. I'm like, oh, it's only like $5-6. So my card would just rack up those $5-6 that I would buy on things, and I'm like, oh, I need to slow down. There's no reason I should have all these sweatshirts or just like little trinkets around my house because one, they don't serve a purpose to me besides like me liking them in the moment. I mean, minus clothes. I mean, clothes keep you warm, but other than that, those impulsive shoppings didn't really give me much in the future. I guess you could say that. Yeah.
My sister's the same way, definitely. And I think what really affects people also is how much money they bring in. So if you definitely impulse shoppers, I feel like are those who are bringing in a little bit more money that don't know what to do with it rather than someone, you know, living on pennies. They're not going to just go buy something because it's what they have. So my sister's really bad about it. You know, she's a nurse, she makes good money, all this, and she just buys stuff because she can, you know, and she's in the mindset is like, oh, no need to save money, we'll just buy it because I can. And she does that. She goes on Etsy or whatever the app is and just, oh yeah, I'll get that, it's cute, you know, and then it just sits in her closet. And it's
I've done that too, but I think a real eye-opener was when the bank closed my card for it because they kept seeing these small amounts being taken out at all these times, and it kind of raises a red flag with them, and it's like, oh, hacker activity and things like that. And then that kind of opened my mind to go like, oh wow, I need to really stop doing this or get this under control.
Yeah, you just like shopping too much, kid.
I do. I just you know what, shopping just fills my heart. It makes it just beat.
I understand.
So is there anything that y'all do that I guess helps y'all with y'all's impulsive shopping or y'all's want to just like go and buy everything in the store?
Absolutely. I gotta shout out my mom. Since I used to get so mad at her until I like had my first dollar ever. If I ever wanted anything, if it was like a water from the store or if it was like Pokemon cards or whatever I was into, she would make me wait a week. And so like going into college, in high school, I didn't really do it because, you know, you're in high school, you're like, oh, mom doesn't know anything, you know, and then my first semester of college hits and now I'm dead broke because I didn't save any money.
Yeah.
And then now every time I want to buy something, I'm like, all right, I gotta wait a week. I gotta wait 2 weeks. And then I end up not getting it. And so like that really helps me in like seeing that through. And I mean, it really gets me day to day.
Yeah, and I know what I have is an accountability partner. So like it's my mom. I'll call her and be like, "Hey, I've been looking at these pair of shoes. Should I like get it?" Cuz when I was younger, when we first got comfortable to where we could spend the money, it was always, "Yeah, you should get that." But as I got older, she tried to teach me a sense of responsibility and also financial responsibility, because there were times where when I had first got my checking and savings account with my first job, I was working at Whataburger. I kept dipping into my savings and it flagged the bank, and then they closed the savings, and then she was like, "Okay, now let me put this into you. You have to get a plan, you have to get a budget and things like that." So from there, I kind of like called her. I was like, "Hey, I've been looking at this. What do you think?" And she'll be like, "You're really not going to want that. You're going to buy it and you're not going to wear them. You're going to return them, or they're just going to sit in your closet." And so I think having somebody that will hold you accountable will really open your eyes into like, okay, it'll make you think. And, if you're thinking about the pros and the cons, that's great. Or if you're just thinking about the pros is, "Oh, I'm going to have this. Like, it's going to look good. I just bought this. I can show this off." No, you want somebody that's going to really hold you accountable and make you think about, is this smart?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. When I got my new truck, I was like, I'm going to lift it. I'm going to do all the, teenage stuff to it.
Yeah.
And my dad was definitely the accountable person, like held me accountable, or kind of just, "Okay, you're getting that. Why?" Like I'd have a list of stuff and it'd be so expensive for no reason. And he was like, "Okay, but do you really need that? Wait on it a week," like I was saying. "Oh, no, I don't need that. I'm good with where I'm at right now." And like definitely helps in the long run.
I think another thing with that is having a budget and sticking to that budget, seeing where your money's going, tracking all the expenses that you make. But I also think you have to give yourself a little bit of leeway, because if you're saving and you're not giving yourself any fun money, that want to spend is going to build up, and then at some point that dam's going to break and you're going to want to spend all the money you have. I don't know if this is something any of y'all have dealt with. Like you just save and save and save, and you just get to that breaking point and you just go and spend. Because I know I've had that before. Like I'm normally very frugal with my budget, and so sometimes I'll go crazy and just go and buy and buy and buy.
Right.
No, I know that feeling, and that feeling feels so good for about 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then after,
you're looking at it, it's like, bro, what did I just do? I just went back on my word.
Yeah. I mean, there's things I've paid for 2 years ago, and I'm still like,
why did I pay that? Why did I get that, bro?
And I'm just like, well, now I have to sell this for like a quarter of what I bought it for.
Yeah. And a lot of us, whenever something good happens, we go spend money as like a little reward thing. That's another thing that drives us to impulse buying, because it's like, okay, I just got, a passing grade on my exam. Let me go buy something to reward myself. Or it's, oh, I don't feel so good today. I want to uplift myself. Let me go, get my hair and nails done. That's another thing. Or like go get my hair cut, things like that. And that can also drive us, even though we may feel like it's something small, but just be mindful of your definition of a reward purchase.
Yes.
And just basically what Bryson was saying, take a few days to think about it, because you might not really want it as bad. And kind of touching on what Kyla said, like, have some fun money. You always can get yourself a little reward, but don't go overboard. Try to like minimize it to maybe one thing, maybe that one thing you've been wanting for a while. It's like, okay, I've been saving constantly for the past 3 months. Now I can have enough. Let me buy what I've been wanting. Let me go buy those new pair of shoes that I've been wanting. Don't just go into the next store beside that. It's like, okay, I got shoes. Now let me get a shirt to match my shoes. Let's not do that. Let's just start with the shoes, save a little bit more, give yourself a little bit more time, and then you can go get that shirt.
I know one thing I kind of did that with. I had been debating buying an iPad for the longest time, and at so many points I almost just went on the website and just spent $800 to get an iPad. but it took me a few months to save up the money to actually get it. And like having that reward at the end of the month, that big purchase, it makes that purchase so much more satisfying. You know you're going to use it because you thought about it for so long. I think having those big rewards to spend on is really nice. Like I know a bunch of people here at Tarleton, they go to concerts a lot. Saving up to go to a concert can be a really good reward for yourself if that's something that you love to do.
Yeah, touching on that iPad, I was like that too. I know last year around this time, I was saving, and I wanted it so bad, and I was calling my mom, but I knew I had to come out of pocket for it, and then I waited until January. So I waited till after Christmas. I waited till after Black Friday, even though those might seem like the best time to get it. But still, before you make a big purchase, really give yourself a lot of time to think about it and really set yourself up to where something might go wrong. Well, maybe you can't finance it the way you want to, so you have to spend a lot more to take it out the store as you would like to. I know I did that, and it really was satisfying getting it because it was my first big purchase that I paid for myself, and a lot of benefits came with it. And so I was really happy about how much I spent to take it out the store and everything like that. So I definitely agree with that.
I think another thing you can do if you're trying to want to avoid those impulse buys, if you're going to a store, instead of bringing your credit card with you, like bring your cash with you. Turn off that Apple Pay and just bring your cash in with you. You'll have as much as you need. You won't buy that like random pack of gum that you didn't think about. You won't buy that Coke at the checkout line or that pint of ice cream that looked really good in the freezer aisle. Like you'll have exact cash for what you exactly came in for. Like this is great for groceries.
Yes.
If you're a person who doesn't do online grocery shopping, bringing in cash is a great thing for that because you'll have exactly what you need to spend. You can't go under. I mean, you can't go over, but you can stay under.
Right.
Absolutely. I think Apple Pay is, like I was talking about earlier, accessibility. It's so easy to just be like, boom, 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 here. Like Kyla was saying, cash. Personally, I don't count cash as my money. You know, like my other job, I work at a car wash. I get tips. I never put that in my bank account. I never see it come out of my bank account. So like spending cash is like not having money. And so it's kind of like its own little like savings because I put it in a drawer till it's like, oh, I need something or I'm going out of town or whatever. And so like, especially bringing cash to go buy something that you intend to buy before you go to the store is definitely beneficial. I just have to agree 100% on that.
Do y'all have any other tips that anybody can think about? Because my brain's running blank right now.
Stay away from subscriptions.
Ooh, that's a
Like,
good one.
Like YouTube TV, I impulsively got that, and I didn't even know my dad had it with family sharing. So I deleted it the next day, or like I canceled my subscription. But the fact that being able to get a subscription for, you know, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, that's dangerous. And that's why all these companies do it, just because everyone is into that. Everyone wants to just be like, oh, it's only $10. Well, then you're going to forget about it. And 12 months later, you're $120 in a hole per subscription you have. And now you're just thinking back, wow, I watched 3 movies total this year and I lost $600. So definitely like looking back on that, and like if you do have Amazon Prime, I do it all the time. The $3.50 for a movie, horrible.
They'll get you like that because they market it as a really low price. It's like you're already paying for membership, and then it's like, okay, it's only $3. It's not gonna hurt. But then the next movie comes out and it's like, okay, another $3.
No, that's what I'm saying. Every time I am guilty to my teeth to it, because like I'll be sitting there and I want to watch a movie and I won't want to go look through my Netflix or my Hulu or any other subscription that me and my girlfriend have. No, I'm just going straight to Amazon Prime and I'm spending $3 on a movie. And that's what I feel like a lot of people do that. I know it's not just me. And as broke college kids, I mean, personally, $3 is kind of a lot at the end of the day. You know?
It is.
It's hard, like, regulating, you know. I'm sure a lot of people going into college, $3 was probably not a lot because, you know, you live on your parents', you know, food or however your situation is. Me personally, my parents bought my food, my parents paid my phone bill, and my parents paid my gas sometimes. But now it's like house payment, truck payment, like
Right.
everything.
The rent
So like
gets me every month.
that, yeah. Oh, don't get me started. But that
what I'm saying.
$3 every other day for a movie,
Yeah.
it adds up. It adds up.
I know I did this one thing, I don't know, it was a couple months ago. Every time I wanted to impulsively buy something, I put money into my savings account for how much it probably would have been. Like if I was randomly going out to a restaurant, I'm just like driving down the road. Oh, McAllister sounds great. Whataburger sounds great. I would go and put the money in my account because I knew I didn't need it at the time. And I see the money coming out of my account, but it's going to something, I guess, greater in the
Yeah.
end. I stopped doing it just because I stopped wanting to do those at the time, like the impulsive buys, but I know that's something that helped me. If you're really struggling and you just want to see that money come out of your account, that's something you could try. I don't know if it's going to work for everybody. It worked for me for the time.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like, to kind of go along with that, I think that putting money in my savings account is very rewarding. And what I always do is every time like I hit like a zero number in my savings account, so like either 100, 1,000, whatever it was, it would be, okay, I'm back down to zero. That way it doesn't look at it, because taking from my savings account is a lot easier when there's $1,000 in there rather than there no money being in there.
Yeah.
So that's really helped me with impulsive shopping too. Also, like keep it in the back of your mind that, you know, being in college, your parents aren't on your hip 24/7. I know everyone's situation's different, but you know, an emergency fund is necessary too, because what happens if your car breaks down?
Yeah, I was going to say, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're not you're independent when you go to college, and I think that's a lot of things that students don't think about, is like the what ifs. And so putting yourself in a financial situation where the what ifs aren't a factor, and you know, oh, my AC went out in my house and that's going to cost me $700. You know, you putting yourself in a situation where those factors are more important to you. Being safe is more important to you than that iPad or the Apple Watch or a new pair of AirPods. So definitely just maturity, financial maturity, independent maturity, or individual maturity. So I think all these things go into factor of impulse buying.
Right. And I think when you start college, it's the start of adulthood for a lot of us, and finances take a lot of trial and error. And to know that you have resources like Text and Smart and Text Connect and financial aid and the scholarship office and things like that, there are people here to help you. We know it can kind of be a sticky situation sometimes with certain people. We know it's a sensitive topic with certain people, but that's what we're here for, to help you guys and make sure that you're the most comfortable, and then we can get you to start your adulthood, you know, on a healthy budget. You know how to use your credit cards, you know, teach you how to start paying loans back whenever you start paying those back and things like that. And I definitely think like the podcast here is also a great way to help you guys. I mean, it's just a quick little thing that you can listen to like on your way to class or in the car, but it's mainly just to get you guys comfortable with us. And I think a lot of our peer financial coaches at Text and Smart believe in the same values as what I'm kind of trying to display here.
Right. And we're all students, and we all understand the same struggles. And that's why it's so important to us to try to push out the knowledge that we received. And like just in this podcast alone, you now hopefully have a little bit of an understanding that, you know, everyone's kind of in the same situation, especially when it comes to impulse shopping. And just if there's one thing, if it's the waiting 1 week that helps you save $20 extra a month. $20 extra a month is, you know, $240 a year. And it really, I mean, for me, that'll pay my utilities for 2 months.
Right,
So
that's a lot of money. Like being in college, and a lot of us now after freshman year or sophomore year, a lot of us are off campus. So now we have finances and bills that we've never seen before. Like I've never paid rent in my life. I cry a little bit every time I press a little submit button after putting my card information into the resident portal. But you know, I also kind of have this feeling in my mind. It's like, okay, I'm an adult now. It's like, okay, I saved the right amount of money to pay something that is a need. Like you need to pay this thing so I could live. I have shelter. I have somewhere to put my head at night. I have this food that I can eat and nourish my body and things like that. It's also really rewarding to know that you're now mature and that you're being an adult, and that I'll be comfortable going into the real world with things like that. And a little of another tip that I have is, whenever you feel like you want to reward yourself, like touching back on what we talked about when we might purchase a little thing for us, do a free activity. So I know when I was looking at the resources for this podcast to help talk about anything that relates to this podcast, a lot of what I was seeing was do a free reward, like a free activity. That might be going for a walk in the park to clear your head. It's like, that might not seem like it's the most fun, but it could be rewarding. I don't know if you like nature. I mean, if you like squirrels, we have a lot on campus. I mean, go make friends and, cook that meal that you've been wanting to cook. Just call your friends up and go watch Netflix with them. I mean, things like that also where you don't have to swipe your card, but you feel good about yourself. So that can also be looked at as a reward. Just make it harder to shop. So the accountability partner, get somebody that's going to really hold you accountable, that's going to be a stickler. They might be like sucking the fun out of it, but that might be something that you need. Avoid the shopping apps. Turn your notifications off for Ulta at Kez. Turn it off.
Just know you're not alone in your financial situations. Yes. If you ever feel alone, if you ever feel like it's just something you need help on, something that you feel is a little bit out of your control, you can always come talk to us. You can call us, you can email us, come talk to us in person. We're here to help you with these things. We don't want you to feel alone. We want you to know that you can come and talk to us, that somebody in our office can relate to your financial situation. And our boss, he's great with helping a lot of people out if there's a situation some of us can't handle. Just know you're not alone.
Yeah, a lot of you guys have more interesting topics, like as far as investing and 401s and all these other topics that we really don't touch too much on as being a peer financial coach, but he is great with helping with things like that as well. So you're never going to be alone in things like that.
I don't think I have anything left for the episode today. Did y'all have anything left that y'all wanted to say?
Yeah, I'm just curious, Kyla, since you kind of run the Texans Talk Money podcast and all that, if there's like one thing that is most important, that you think is most important that Tarleton students especially, just learn from this podcast today, like what would you say that would be?
Oh gosh, put me on the spot. Oh gosh, you make me think.
I know there's a lot of important things to take from.
I know we said a lot of good things.
I know.
Maybe, I don't know. I think you need a solid foundation if you're going into a budget. If you're going to go shop, you need a solid foundation. Having that budget and sticking to that, I think that's probably the best thing you can do for yourself. I think that's what we preach the most at Texan Smart, getting that budget down, making that budget. If somebody comes into our office and does not have a budget, that is the first thing we do. If you're coming in to talk about credit, what's your budget look like? How can we help pay those things off? Let's look at your budget. I think that's the best thing you could do for yourself is make a budget. I know I've made one since I started working at Texan Smart. Sticking to my budget has helped me tremendously, and I think it's the best thing you can do for yourself. I know Kez and I had an episode in the spring semester talking about budgeting, so if you can't come into our office, if you can't call or email us, listen to that episode. It helps so much. I think we gave a lot of great advice on that episode. I mean, I might be a little biased, but I think we gave great advice on that episode. I am biased.
I'm going to say it. I think it was a great episode. A budget is going to help solve a lot of financial issues. And I think I never really had a solid budget until I started working at Texan Smart back in 21. But working here, I mean, I have a budget on my phone. I have a budget on like the little budgeting books that's at Walmart, and it was like 60 cents. So y'all should go get one. Shout out Walmart. And we have a lot of resources here. And also we have resources here that we use to get the information to you guys on the podcast. I know for a website, it's called realsimple.com, or there's another one called financeover50.com. And it's really good. It has a really good information on there. Just because it says over 50 doesn't mean like an age. It has just over 50 facts. And it's a lot of people on there that connect. And so you will see that this is it's a worldwide problem. It's for everybody, for every age. I mean, even millionaires have budgets, I would hope. If not, they need to listen to Texan Smart podcast. Texans Talk Money.
Well, y'all, thank y'all for coming on the episode today. I think we're gonna wrap it up here, but thank y'all for being on here today. I think y'all gave some great advice to those who are listening, and I hope y'all can take away something from this podcast. Another thing, if y'all could please rate and share this podcast with your friends. If somebody you know is an impulsive shopper and you're just kind of nudge them on the shoulder with this episode, like, hey man, you need to stop spending your money so much, you could do that. But yeah, and as always, be well, be ready, be Texan smart. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.